Hi there. Welcome to the Competitive Intelligence CI Practitioners Corner. This is a video series produced by the Legal Marketing Association's Competitive Intelligence Special Interest Group. We share best practices and ideas for business development and competitive intelligence professionals. My name is Nancy Arian, and I'll be walking you through a legal needs summary. We conduct these legal needs summaries after we've completed our research. And when I started out in competitive intelligence, we never put together these summaries. We sent our attorneys lots of information attached to an email. And after a while, we got some feedback that our work product was good, the information was good, but it was just way too much information and not a good way for the attorneys to quickly isolate what the legal needs are. So our team got together and figured out a way to summarize the information. We did receive some good feedback. We learned that the attorneys saved time because they didn't have to go through a lot of the information. They could just read this summary and then go back and determine which information they wanted to read. It also helped them connect the dots by understanding more about other practice areas, and it helped them understand legal issues outside industries which they hadn't practiced. And truthfully, it helped us become better researchers as we learned to produce reports that were actionable and much more user-friendly. Before I get started, I'd like to thank Ashley Elliott. She showed me this chart as an even better way to conduct a legal needs summary than what I was currently doing. So let's take a look at this chart broadly. The first column we have here is the trigger, and that is what happened. The company announced an IPO. There were labor union issues. The company's general counsel just left. Just a quick trigger. Next, we have the details on what happened. Then we identify the potential legal needs, which are practice areas. And then I also like to include relevant firm matters. This way, the attorneys know which practice groups have handled that type of matter, and also perhaps which attorneys they should reach out to for further information. So let's dig in. I'm going to start with Sherwin-Williams because I'm broadcasting from Cleveland, and that is one of our city's largest employers. When I'm reviewing publicly traded companies, I always look at the most recent earnings call and I look at the last 10K. So let's open up the most recent earnings call. Because the earnings call transcripts and the annual reports are so large and they're impossible to read through, given the amount of time we have to turn around reports, I look for important words. Those words are acquisition, investigation, litigation, arbitration, innovation, strategy. So those are the words that I use. And for this exercise, we are going to look for Sherwin-Williams acquisitions. I do a Control F, and we'll type in the word acquisition. And we can see that the company has done 20 transactions since 2017 after Valspar, which was a huge acquisition for Sherwin-Williams. 16 were acquisitions and 6 were divestitures. That's important information. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it on our legal needs summary. And I'm going to throw it here in the details. Secondly, now we'll go back to the earnings call transcript, and we see they've announced a number of acquisitions, for example, in flooring. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to put that again in the legal needs summary. I'm going to throw it here in the details. So not only have they completed 16 acquisitions in the last several years, but they've announced a number of acquisitions. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the annual report and see what else we can find. Here again, we'll look up acquisition. And we can see there's talent acquisition. We're not so interested in that right now. We're looking at mergers and acquisitions. And I'm finding a couple that look interesting. We've historically made strategic acquisitions and we'll acquire additional businesses in the future as part of our long-term strategy. The company also invested $1 billion worth of acquisitions in 2022. That is likely going to be an important point. So I'm going to copy that and I'll add it to our legal needs summary. There we go. So now we're finished with acquisition, and let's take a look to see what kind of litigation Sherwin-Williams has had in the last year or so. And we see that the company has a lot of lead paint and lead-based paint litigation. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to look through to see what the issues are. We certainly don't want to copy and paste all of this. So we'll scan through the document. We'll see that this type of litigation involves negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty, negligent misrepresentations, and the like. So what we'll do is we'll just copy lead and lead-based paint litigation, and then we'll go ahead and paste it into our legal needs summary. So now we'll look to see what other types of litigation Sherwin-Williams has been a party to. We just scroll through public nuisance, but all of this is relevant to lead-based paint. So what we can do is put that information in the details. So let's clean this up a bit. So here are the triggers if we think through it a little bit. Sherwin-Williams has conducted 16 acquisitions. Spell check that later, since 2017. In 2022, the company completed over $1 billion worth. So now the details are here. Sherwin-Williams states that it has done 20 transactions. It has also announced a number of acquisitions in flooring. And lastly, Sherwin-Williams has historically made strategic acquisitions in the paint coating industry and will acquire additional businesses in the future. And just clean it up how you like. Potential legal needs, M&A. When there's M&A deals, the DOJ comes in and often takes a look. So that would be antitrust. As the company is acquiring smaller companies, there's going to be employee issues as new employees come on board, and employee benefits. Relevant firm matters. What you can do for that is take a look at your lawyer bios, take a look at your company website, or if you have an experience database. So for our example, I'll say something like, our firm has recently advised on several M&A deals in the chemical industry. For litigation, we can say, let's put the lead and lead-based paint litigation over here as a trigger. And we can say that Sherwin-Williams has been a party to several lead-based paint litigation suits, including issues such as public nuisance and personal injury. Now, that is the end of our examples, but I'm going to show you how the chart looks filled in. So what we've done is isolate the triggers by main issue. So this is M&A over here. Next, we've got two recent worker strikes. So that's labor, antitrust, potential antitrust issues, and ongoing lead paint-based issues. And that's what we just reviewed. So now we have organized the information that's easily organized for the attorneys or the business development and marketing managers to review. I hope this tool will be helpful in summarizing your findings, and I want to thank you for your time listening to another episode of the CI Practitioners Corner.